Hi, this is Aiysha for Green Diamond Boxing. I'm here with Mauro Silva. How are you today?
I'm good myself, Hank. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for your time as well. So, my first question is around obviously, your dad is a ex-professional boxer. What's your earliest memory of boxing?
My earliest memory of boxing would have to be when me and my little brother O'Neill in the house, we were probably about 6, 10 years old, and using my dad's belt, his
Oh,
central area belt, as a belt when we were playing WWE, and we used to hang it up and go, "Yeah, world champion." Ever since then, and then we started watching boxing from then, and getting a love for being allowed to be violent for the 3 minutes and being able to embrace yourself and showcase who you really are for them 3 minutes. That's where it really started. So probably about 10, 9.
wow, that's quite young. I wasn't expecting that for you to actually get into boxing at that age and be watching it at that age as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I don't know what it was. Because to everyone else seeing fighting, what I saw was art,
Yeah.
and every professional fighter has their own canvas, and it's up to the fighter to go, okay, what colors am I going to use? How am I going to bring this picture to life? How am I going to get this image to stay in people's minds? So they go, you know what? I want to spend my hard working money on watching you. And not only that, for then years to come, that same artwork is remembered.
Yeah, absolutely. So you obviously would have taken a lot of time to be in your dad's gym, watching him, watching other people. When did you actually start boxing yourself? Was that quite at a young age as well?
I started boxing, well, I've been boxing pretty much all my life. Obviously, when my dad was training, when he was still fighting, I'd be getting my nappies changed in the gym, I'd be sat in the pram, getting put on timeout on the bench. So it started from then, but when I really, really took it serious is when I was going down a wrong path, absolutely hated my dad. Don't ask me why, I don't even know why I hated him. And I was going through hiccups with my mum because I didn't live with my father at the time. And when he finally took me in, that's when I thought, you know what, maybe this is my destiny. Because I had to self-analyze myself and think, every time I try to avoid that side of my family, and I thought, that side of my family is all about boxing.
Right.
It's all about fighting. You gotta work hard for what you want in life. And thought, instead of running away from this, and now I'm in it, maybe this is my destiny. Maybe this is what I was meant to be. Maybe this is my purpose. So I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm taking this on. And I thought, at 14 P, I want to start fighting. And he looked at me and went, "You sure?" I went, "Yeah." And I don't think he believed in me at first until he actually put me in the deep end.
Yeah. He was saying, because I just spoke to him about it, and he said that he actually got people to beat you up to
Yeah.
just make sure that you definitely are sure about that. When that was happening, were you thinking, "Oh my God, my dad's trying to kill me here. Like, what on earth is going on?"
Obviously, I've been through a lot of hard things in my life that to this day that I still don't accept and still don't understand why I went through. So, not being all sad and gloomy, but I've been through a lot. And when I was in there, I just thought, wow, another day in Mario's life. And it just made me feel like, you know what? Pain. And I thought, the only thing I could think about from that day was pain. It traumatized me that day. And from that day, I thought to myself, I am never going to let another man give me pain. Life's already given me pain, and I'll accept pain from life, because what is life without pain? You have to have the ups, to have the downs, you have to have the good, to have the bad, the positive, to have you have to have both. It's yin and yang. That's how the world works. So I accepted pain from life, and I thought to myself, I am not going to accept pain from a man, from another man, to submit me or make me feel in any way any type of pain. I thought, no, I'll never let that happen again. Mental pain, I'll happily take. Physical pain, I'm not willing to accept. So that was the big turn in my head, and I thought, yeah, now I've become a fighter in my head. Because I think fighting doesn't start with learning how to fight, it starts from the person.
Right. Is it something like a switch that kind of goes off in your head that makes you motivated to continue on this kind of a journey? Is it something that goes up and down a bit as well, like your motivation?
It's definitely a switch, and in better terms, it's like the pen clicking.
Right.
And it clicked in my head that day, and there's a difference between fighters and boxers.
Right.
And you can clearly see it when people get hurt in the ring and they're not able to finish the job, or you can see it in different fighters that who really wants to fight and who doesn't. And I feel like when that pen clicks, you can see the difference in body language, especially body language. And I feel like me having that pen click very, very early in my career, very, very early in my boxing life, really helped me a lot. And especially with my father coming from a militant background and being so militant with me, it just made me think, you know what? In order to progress in life, you need pain.
Obviously, that's part of your motivation, and it keeps you going. You're also converted to Islam, yeah? Is that yeah? When did you do that?
I converted in 2022, literally after my fight on December 2nd. It was December 8th. I said to my brother Eunice, I said, listen, brother, I'm ready. I've been practicing for 6 months, and I feel like I found something that resonates with my life and makes sense to me, and I feel his presence. I thought, no, best time, I need to do this. This is what's going to take my life, not just with Dean, but with the way I present myself towards people, the way I take care of other people, the way I put people's feelings and how they take me in on first impressions and how they leave after having me around them. It's made me a better person. And regarding motivation, I don't think it's got nothing to do with motivation. Because the only time I get motivation is probably when training's done, where I'm thinking, you know what, now I can sleep.
Right.
So it's not motivation. For me, boxing is my life. And people would say this is ridiculous how I view it, but in my head, I've devoted my life to boxing, where all I've got is boxing, and I've done that on purpose.
Okay.
So if boxing don't go right, I've got nothing else. I have nothing else if boxing don't go right. And I've drilled in my head from the age of 15, if boxing don't go well, and as harsh as this may sound, if boxing don't go well, there is no reason me being here. Boxing is my purpose, and that's so harsh that when I do talk to myself and go, yo, without boxing, there's no point being it. It makes me think, you know what? I've got to go even harder. I've got to train smarter. I've got to train harder. I've got to train more hours. I've got to put hours in where people are sleeping, because this is all I got. So it's not motivation, it's life. Boxing is my life. Without boxing, there is no tomorrow. There is no
Wow,
tomorrow.
that is quite intense and quite.
But in order to get the results I want, which is to make legacy, to reach the Hall of Fame, to make my name remembered in the sport of boxing, so I become part of boxing's history. And in 100 years' time, people are linking me with old school fighters and then finding the roots of boxing through me. I'll be happy with that. And that's what I'm setting out for. So in order for me to reach that, I have to think with these crazy limits in my head.
Wow. In terms of like you coming to Islam, who introduced you to it? Where did you first hear about it? Like start learning about it?
Well, I was a full-blown Christian for 15 years, reading the Bible every day, on Sunday, begging my father to go to church. And I don't know, when I was 15 and I was going through a rough patch with my mum, I thought every time I pray, something isn't clicking. I don't feel any presence. I don't feel uplifted afterwards. I don't feel happy afterwards, or relieved of any stress or pain or anxiety. And I thought, something missing here. Something ain't right. Did my research. And then I abandoned Christianity and went to spirituality. I thought, you know what, I'm going to start meditating, spending more time in nature and just trying to figure myself out. Then I started doing spiritual walks in Dove Stones, where I'll just go, no music, just sounds of frequencies and just breathing, technique breathing, and just figuring out who I am. And then I found out who I was. I found out the person I am. And I was able to separate the fighter from the person, the Mauro from the Mario. I was able to separate the two, because for a long time I felt like I had split personality and I felt like I had two different lives. And I realized, no, I'm the same person, it's just the way I embrace it. And then I thought, there's something more to life. I've gone through this journey, and me putting all this time into myself was for a reason. And if God is all-knowing and he's already seen all this happen, I thought, so God's already done this. This is a path that's already chosen and directed by God. I thought, so there's still someone to be worshipped. And that's when I thought, right, I found myself. Now that I found out who I am, now I need to find out who God is so I can present the real me to God and ask for forgiveness. Started, coincidentally, started hanging around a lot more Muslim friends. And they were like, a lot of things that you say resonate with us and is very similar to us, and the way you live is like us. And I thought, you know what? Let me study your religion, because I'm very open-minded to learning information, because I realize you become wise when you know nothing, because the information is endless. So it's always good to take in every information, so you've always got a clue about something, even if it has no relevance to you. And as I was studying Islam, I thought, wow. And then I asked my brother Yunus, and I always thank him and I always mention his name, because I feel like God sent him as a vessel to come and introduce me to Islam. And I thank him, and alhamdulillah and jazakallah for him being a big brother to me and guiding me through it. And once he gave me the English translated of the Quran, and he went, just go home, don't force yourself to read it, just pick it up when you feel ready. The moment I opened it up and I read the words, from the kind, the care and the key to the Quran, and I thought, wow. And I started crying. And I thought I actually felt some type of emotion that I've never felt in a long time. And that night that I went to sleep, I cried in my sleep, and I woke up and I felt loved. And to be honest, I've not felt that feeling for a very, very long time, since I was a kid. And I thought, I think I found what I was looking for. I started studying it, and then from studying I thought, now I need to take the big step. And I need to devote my life to Allah.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you feel a change in yourself, not just in your closeness to God, but like your kind of, relationship with people, your friends, your family? Have you felt and seen a difference?
I don't feel, I know. I can see the differences, I can see the energy differences from people and how they interact with me. Back in the day, people used to think, yeah, Mauro's up his own. He thinks he's too big, he's arrogant, he thinks he's too hot. And then now everyone's like, no, he's grateful for everything, he's hardworking, he's humble. And a lot of people that I didn't expect to say that I would have said that I've changed their life. And because I found God, because I found Islam, I realized that my dream isn't to create legacy. That's just a goal. My dream is to change one day over 4 million people's lives. And it's not about how I do it. I just know eventually I will change 4 million people's lives in any way, shape, or form, whether teaching them something new, making them see life in a whole different perspective, or making them appreciate what they have and the things that they have, because a lot of people don't even have the bare minimum. And that to me is all I want. And through going to Islam and through being the person I am, I've already started changing people's lives. And it makes me happy to see that I'm not just succeeding in life on my own goals, but I'm helping people towards their own goals. And that to me is better than my own success. Like I say to everyone that I train, even people I give advice to, I want you to be better than me. Not because of ego, not because of I want you to reach higher. It's because I get happiness through seeing people happy over what I do. And the reason why I picked 4 million specifically is because I'll never know when I hit that number specifically. So now it's an infinite goal. It's an infinite dream that to the day I die, because to the day I die now, I'll always chase that number, because I'll never know when I finally hit the number. I might even change more, I might change less, but my intention is to change that number. So when I go back to my God on Judgment Day and I go, I've not only worshipped you, I've not only asked you for forgiveness, I've not only done good deeds, but this is how many people I've helped. This is how many people I've opened mind to see what life's all about. And the contentment I can get from that is by me helping people, and from people turning around and say that I've helped them. They cannot say that Allah does not exist, because God sent me to do this. This is my purpose in this world. And if I change your life, that's proof that God exists, because God sent me to do this for him.
So you said that boxing is your everything and without boxing there's nothing, but you've just said that you've got another goal of helping 4 million people. So say, hypothetically, that there isn't boxing for whatever reason, you still have that goal, right?
But I always have that goal. And that goal is endless, because I do that naturally.
Yeah.
I've been doing that naturally since the age of 18.
Right.
But boxing, the reason why that's so important to me, and that's my life, and I've devoted it, because boxing will give me the voice to become relevant.
Right.
I can start doing what I do now, I can change a handful of people. People will take what I say with a pinch of salt. Unfortunately, with today's age and society, everything's about numbers. Everything's about publicity. Everything's about how much noise do you make, how many followers do you have. So I'm using today's age and society to get the goal that I want, to be able to not only make my name remembered in boxing, because by my name being remembered in boxing, people will look into me. When they look into me, they will be motivated. They'll have their life changed by doing that. So I'm working two goals in one.
And in terms of your boxing, like how has Islam and becoming Muslim helped you in your boxing, if it has?
It's dedicated me to to be very disciplined and to always remember that no matter how good you get, there's always someone above you. And in my head, no matter how great I get a lot of people coming up to me and going, "Oh, you're a great fighter. You're the GOAT." I'm like, no, 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 no. Me and the word GOAT do not go together. Because there's only one greatest of all time, and that's Allah. So with me thinking like this, causing me to go, if God is the greatest, I've always got to keep working hard. So when I bring that into boxing, there's always someone working harder than me. There's always someone out there that's got more intention than me, that's got more fire than me. So I can never relax. I can never settle. So it's pushing me endlessly to stay disciplined and keep working hard and have inspiration and aspirations to keep pushing no matter what.
So right now you're 7-0. Do you have specific milestones that you want to get to by a certain time or a certain age, or is it something that you're just kind of going with the flow and seeing where you get to?
This is my life. As people would look at it as stepping stones, I see it as just life. So I'm just appreciating every single day and taking every single 24 hours that I get to see. Alhamdulillah, that I get to see another 24 hours. I'm using every single 24 hours to the maximum of my capability. I don't worry about tomorrow. I don't worry about next week. So the same thing when it comes to boxing. I don't worry about my next fight, the fight after that. I take each day at a time, and whatever obstacle comes my way, I handle that obstacle. Me, my father, we handle it accordingly. On to the next, and we go on through that.
What do you love most about boxing?
The science of it.
Okay.
The science of it, because even though it's so violent, there's peace to it. Like the amount of friends that I have made through going a crazy amount of rounds where we're both trying to hurt each other. And it's like Mike Tyson said, not everyone who's your friend is your friend. Not everyone who's your enemy is your enemy. And the amount of friendships and connections you can make from trying to take someone's head off and someone trying to take your head off, and that connection that you get, and the friendships you get from grafting in the gym with someone, grinding to your craft with someone in the gym, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second. It just makes you think, wow, there is some beauty in this, and it's therapy. Coming here, and a lot of people get up and go to work and don't want to go to work, but they have to. I get up and I get to work my body to be in a better shape, to feel good every single day. That's therapy for me. I get to wake up and do what I want to do. I get to wake up and enjoy going to work, enjoy being able to, right, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to give people what their money's worth. They're going to remember this fight for years to come. They're going to get a buzz out of this. They're going to talk to me. They're going to learn something new off of me. They're going to get inspired to chase their dreams, whether it's boxing or not. That's happy for me. I'm living my dream.
Can you explain that connection that fighters build when they are sparring with somebody or when they go into a fight with somebody? They always talk about this connection they have with that other person, and that, you know, lasts for lifetimes sometimes. Can you explain what that is, or how it develops?
It's a connection between warriors. And the reason why I say this is because you can't replicate this anywhere else. You can't replicate this in any other sport unless it's a combat sport. And it's hard to explain unless you know. When you're in it, even women, when women fight other women, I've had women tell me the exact same thing, where they became friends with the other woman that they've sparred. Because it's just something crazy about going to your natural human instincts of survival in that moment and realizing that the other person's doing the exact same thing. But it's to help each other get to prepare for a combat, to prepare for a competition. There's a beauty in that is hard for humans to understand on a regular basis. It's only between warriors to actually fully understand. And there's just beauty in the sport where a lot of people just think it's bloodshed, like a Rocky film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we look at it as
Like an art,
science,
yeah.
the details, the calculations, the the game of chess. And like I say, it's not checkers. It's not about, right, you take mine, I take yours. You take mine. No, that's boring.
Yeah.
It's about me thinking 3 steps ahead of you, and the beauty in just knowing that is magnificent, because it's all mind games.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
What do you think is the most difficult thing about boxing?
Discipline.
Yeah.
And not discipline in yourself, discipline in your regular life.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize that no one else goes through what you go through. And boxing is a very, very lonely, depressing, hard sport.
Yeah.
Even being something I love, it's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable.
Wow.
It's something that you've got to wake up and you've got to come to terms with yourself. 'Cause I wake up sometimes and I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember who you are, remember what you stand for and what you believe in, and you've got to preach what you say. You've got to make sure that you walk the walk and talk the talk. And you've got to remember, no matter what, no stone can get left unturned. And the beauty in that is priceless. But when it comes to enjoying it, it's a very, 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 very hard sport. So I don't know. It's just it's hard to explain. You've got to be in it to really understand.
I remember you saying in a previous interview that when you first told your dad that you want to start boxing, he made you sign a piece of paper to confirm that you definitely want to do that. Did you feel like you were signing your life away? Did you ever feel like changing your mind afterwards?
At first, I thought it was a joke. At first, I thought, right, this guy's just taking the mick out of me, playing games with me, just mind games. I thought, you know what, I'll just go along with it.
Okay.
Gave him the paper back. I've still got that paper to this day in my room. It's all ripped, it's all brown, got coffee stains around it, but it's well protected in my room. I put sellotape exactly over the words, so the words won't ever disappear where I put my signature. And at first, that was just a joke to me, that piece of paper. Every day I looked at that paper and I got closer to my goals, and I seen a change in my body, change in my mentality, change in my spirit. And I thought, wow, I have signed my life away, and I have devoted to my life to this sport over a piece of paper and a signature.
Yeah.
Just a bit of ink on paper. And I thought, something this simple has made me change my life. And that to me is magnificent. And I've had tears about this before, and credit to my dad for all of it. For him to put in his mind that me signing a piece of paper would make me devote my life this much. For him to know that this would happen, I look at him like a genius. He's my idol. I look at him and I look at him and I think, wow, that's everything to me. Even on my phone, if I show you my phone, his contact is saved as my everything. I'll show you, and then it's saved as my everything. Because without him, I probably wouldn't even be here today. If he never gave me the opportunity of taking me in that day that he took me in, I probably won't even be here today, to be honest. I probably won't. So I thank everything to him, and I love that man to bits. Not because he's my father, but because he's everything I've ever wanted. He's a father, a mother, a best friend. He's been in situations that no one else has put them through, and I have to look at him while I'm saying this because I'm getting emotional even now talking about it, because he's my everything, and I don't think he understands how much I love him to bits. And I don't love him just because he's my dad. I love him because of his soul. I love him because of the person he is, and the amount of effort and belief he's put into me. No one's ever put that much belief into me, and that's something to me, to think that someone has put that much belief, that much effort, that much love into me, that much care, that much time when they didn't have to. That's something, and that's something I'll never ever trade. I've been in contacts with loads of coaches, Roy Jones, Sugar Hill, Bomac, and a lot of people, friends telling me, you need to go to them to be a better fighter. I'll never trade that man. That man has made me who I am today, and to the end of my career, he'll stay by my side, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am today. So everything I've accomplished, everything I've achieved, the words that come out of my mouth, the things that I aspire to do, the person I aspire to be, the man I want to be one day. It's all because of him.
Wow. You know, like some people might say that he's your dad, so would you not have expected for him to take you in and to support you and stuff like that? Why do you feel like that wasn't his responsibility? If I mean, he's your father.
It wasn't his responsibility because a lot of fathers don't have to do what he did. He done the extra mile. Sometimes he'd devote his whole Sunday just for me when he didn't have to. The amount of effort he put in to make sure that I was okay. I've been in really, really, really bad situations where it's literally been one wrong move from being fatal. And he didn't have to be there to pick up my mess. He didn't have to be there for all my hiccups, all my mistakes. But no matter what, he's always been there to go, son, come on, pick yourself back up. He's never been and forcefully picked me up, but he's always been there at my lowest every single time and gone, yo, my hand's here, use it for support, get up. And he's always been that person guiding me, and he's always been that shadow behind me, making sure that I'm okay. He's got to the point where even when he's not around me, he's in my head. I can hear his voice in my head, and a lot of fathers don't have to go to the degree that he did. And I feel bad in a way. I feel selfish because the amount of effort he's put into me. I feel selfish on my other brothers and my sisters, and I feel like now it's up to me to make sure that I get somewhere far in life, somewhere far in boxing, so I can give them all that time back that he didn't give them because he gave it to me. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to prioritize Mauro Silva over O'Neal Silva, over Christian Silva, over himself, over his wife, over his family, over his friend. He didn't have to. That's not what fathers do. But what he did, can't even find a word for it. There's no word that's been made yet to describe what type of man he is.
Obviously, right. Sorry, the last question we were talking about was about Chris Eubank Jr. and Senior coming out and how that kind of made you feel.
It made me feel like, first, as soon as I seen him come out the car with that smile that he's got and his demeanor and his persona, goosebumps. Goosebumps. And then to see not Chris Eubank Senior's behaviour, but Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously, I've met him behind cameras. I know how he is, and he's a wonderful man to be around. Very wise, very respectful, very grateful, and he's open. And I like him a lot. And to see even he had a little smile, but he was trying to hide it. I felt that straight away. Because I instantly thought about my father, and I thought that connection, that alone can win you a fight. Just that right person being at the right time. I've had a fight where I broke my hand in the amateur fight, came back to the corner, I went, Dad, hand's gone. I'm thinking he's going to pull me out. And all he said was one simple word that changed everything. He said, son. I went, son, you got this. As soon as I heard that word, son, I thought, yeah, don't matter, I've got a broken hand, I'll break it even more. And I won that fight, and I made it worse.
No way.
But I know him being there just made everything that was going against them, weight, the ring, rehydration clause, that goal got tossed to the side as soon as his father came in.
Yeah.
His father gave him that uplift that made all the cons just go to the side.
Can you just tell us one thing? I'm sure you spent quite a bit of time with Chris Jr. Something that he's taught you, or something that's he's advised you that you kind of sticks with you.
Stay true to your word. He's a man where whatever he says, he makes sure that he does it, and that's something that has been lost in our day and age in society. A lot of people say things, but they don't match what they say or live up to what they say, and I really, really respect that. And the way he carries himself with taking his time before responding to questions, making sure he's looking people in the eye, making sure that he's questioning everything, just so he gets the full understanding of everything. Doesn't let people walk over him. Make sure that he gets his voice heard. Things go his way. No better man than Chris Eubank Jr. He's a very, very respectable man that I aspire to be like one day, and aspire to achieve even just half of what he's achieved.
That's amazing. Mauro, you've got your fight coming up, 10th of May. Can you just tell people where they can get tickets and how they can follow you?
They can get tickets off me and my father. They can contact us both via email or via Instagram. My Instagram, _Silva. My father's Instagram, Paulino's Boxing. Tickets 10th of May, Bolton Farmworth. They don't want to miss it. This could be a great fight.